Hello everybody, welcome back to another Expeditions Guide. Today we're going to be going to fetch the Michigan Diesel 92G16 engine upgrade. This upgrade is located in the Tatras region for Season 4, and this is one of the experimental engines that was added, and this one is for the larger trucks. So we're going to be using the Shiba Overlander, and I have with me a set of anchors for emergency purposes. So let's talk about where the upgrade is and how we're going to get there. So we're going to be starting from the field operations base here, and just making our way up through the mountains to bypass the swampy area down here, and then we're going to head across the river up onto this island. The upgrade is located at the top of this island, so we're going to be using this path through the trees and up the mountain to go get the upgrade. It's pretty straightforward, so let's begin and I'll show you how it's done. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and drive right on out of the outpost here. Once we get out of the outpost, we're going to make our way to the left through the trees. Get through this little puddle here, over all the broken tree roots and branches and all that fun stuff. And then we're going to go right around the trees so we can get around all these big rocks here. Once we get around the rocks, we're going to head up and over this hill here, kind of head on down, and then move our way up to the left here. And from there, we're just going to make our way through these open hills, just kind of generally heading to the northeast. Go around the trees and up to the gap here. And then off to the right, up another steep hill. Once we get over here, we're going to go down these rocks right here. This is kind of a tricky spot here, so we're just going to take it nice and easy. Just go right on over the rocks. And then hug the cliff edge around the left. And then right on through the trees here. And we're just going to go right between the cliff edge and the trees. Just taking it nice and easy here. There's a lot of bumps and hills and things like that that can upset the balance of the vehicle. Just going to get right on over the rocks here. Use this tree, kind of brace ourselves, pull us up over. And from here, we're just going to kind of follow this cliff edge down and around and through the trees. Just squeezing right on through the trees here. And that's going to get us to a nice open area. So it should be a little bit smoother sailing until we get to the river crossing. Just going to keep following this open area. Nothing too dangerous to worry about. There are a couple of bumps and things like that, so I'm kind of slowing down a little bit here and there for these bumps just to not super upset the balance of the vehicle. And this is going to get us up to the river crossing, which is probably the most difficult section of this journey right here. This isn't the best crossing, but it is passable. So what we're going to do is just go right into the water and just try to stay as close to this little island as we can, and use this tree to kind of just pull us up out of the deep water so we can get kind of up onto these rocks. So we get onto these rocks, that'll give us the traction we need to move forward. And from here, we're going to go around this tree and over this log. And then we're going to head up the hill. This is a very steep hill. You want to make sure your truck is kind of pointed up towards the top of the hill at all times, because if you start not angling the truck right, like right there, that is a very steep spot that can cause you to lose balance and roll over. And we're just going to just slowly make our way through the trees as we... Whoa! Well, alrighty then. Okay. That worked out right. There is a bump there. I completely forgot about that big bump there. But as I said, there's a lot of just treacherous spots up here. Once we get through here, get up through the trees, that is the last of the difficult spots there. But just a lot of stuff to watch out for. That is a very treacherous climb up through there. And this part, a little bit more treacherous, but not too terrible. Just a lot of rocks and stuff. So just use the trees as you can just to maintain vehicle traction over these rocks. It's very narrow up here. It's not a lot of wiggle room. But there's a pretty well-defined path up here through the rocks. So just follow that up to the top. Once we get up here, we're going to swing to the right, and that's going to get us up to the peak. Now, once we get up here, we can go ahead and grab your upgrade. And like I said, that is the Michigan Diesel 92G16. And that is for a variety of mid-range larger trucks. Your Dessin, the Step, the Hawka, and the Lodestar. So I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. Let me know what you think. And until next time, I'll see you in the wilds. Bye-bye.